Let's talk some football.
Seamless, exactly. Welcome to GMFE Overtime. Don't worry, we can't run it back. This is live. We're still going on. Another hour of content coming your way on Roku. I'm Jamie Erdahl. That is Eric Dickerson or Kyle Brandt, Peter Strager, Akbar Bajubiamila. Do you like this ED jersey here?
I like the leather or pleather on the shoulders. That goes hard right there.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, it is.
There's been one thing that we've been sitting over the last hour plus, and that I wanted to address is that Jamie Erdahl's pronunciation of the platform we're on right now. Jamie welcomes us to Roku. Like it sounds like some kind of sauce or something. It's Roku, not Roku. Say it.
We're on Roku.
No.
Okay.
Give me hard row. Roku. Roku. No,
not Roku.
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 Yeah, that's better.
Roku.
Yeah,
She's the same one that says Tarjay.
I don't know.
Akbar,
No,
you
it's
say
not.
it.
It's not fancy.
Roku.
Peter, you say it.
Roku.
Roku. Yeah, we're getting there.
Do you remember something called Boku?
Yeah, Richard Lewis. Just give me a Boku.
It was an adult boxed juice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like Dodo coffee and all from Cooper Cup, but I would love some Roku with my Boku.
I feel like he just did it.
We should have Boku sponsored. They come back. I mean, basically, Richard Lewis was saying like, "Hey, are you an alcoholic and go to parties? Drink this juice." That was like what they were for. But he just wanted a Boku, wherever he may be. I hope he's having one.
Roku.
Yeah. No, I mean just it's 4 letters. Roku.
No, I get. So is GMFB, but like I say that correctly every day.
Yes.
So
That's an acronym though.
Yeah.
Roku.
All right. Technicalities aside, we're on Roku.
Yammering.
Come on, guys, we're having a television
Studio audience
Saturday night.
is having their own conversation.
What story
over
we
there.
got?
Some quarterbacks got paid. The Dolphins. You know what I can say? Tua Tagovailoa. I can say that.
How do you do that? That's hard to say.
Classically trained in the SEC. The Dolphins gave Tua money, 4 years. $212.4 million, just over $212 million, attention. $167 million of that is guaranteed money. He's set to make a little over $53 million a year. You hate that, right? APY? You don't.
APY, APY, whatever that is.
Whatever, $53 million is $53 million for Tua Tagovailoa. Roku. Packers said, hold my beer. Oh, gosh, maybe we should eliminate that. And hours later.
Wait, was that real?
That was in the script, hold my beer. Jamie, keep going, girl. Come on, keep going.
It wasn't on my bingo card.
Tua's deal. Ian Rappaport tweeted that Jordan Love also got a new 4-year contract worth $220 million. I think they have the same agent. So at this point, he's just vying these teams against each other. Now, that tied Jordan Love for the highest paid player in NFL history. The deal includes a $75 million signing bonus. Love's going to make $55 million a year if you're looking at the averages. Love talked to our Tom Pelissero. This is what's important yesterday.
Well, Jordan, congratulations once again. I saw your mom out here today. You got your fiance out here. For you and the whole Love clan, what have the last 48 hours been like?
Man, it's been a lot of life-changing news for sure, but a lot of excitement. And, it's something that I've worked for my whole life, that my family's been there to support me, help me work for, and push me. So a lot of excitement.
All right, so we hear that these deals get done. We hear the numbers. We know the names and the teams and, frankly, what these quarterbacks have accomplished behind them. Peter, what stood out to you when the deals got done?
That Tua got his money. I think this thing dragged on so long, and then he wasn't actually, paid when training camp started. I was like, oh, my gosh, this might go on and on and on. And then you'd hear in the whispers, whether it be Tom or Ian or Garofalo, that even Schefter and Florio, they all had the same tweet. Jordan Love should get done by the end of the week. Everyone calm down. But Tua, there was nothing on. And knowing what the end of the seasons have looked like the last few years for the Miami Dolphins, where they go out with a whimper in the playoffs, and that Tua in a couple of years back in Buffalo had a win-and-in game and couldn't get it done, and this year at home on a Sunday night couldn't get it done to clinch home field. I was wondering if the Dolphins were going to take this thing to the wire, but he gets his money, he gets paid, and he's in great spirits. But this goes down on the list. We started the show this morning talking about Justin Herbert having not won a playoff game, yet being paid the way he is. Trevor Lawrence has not, had the success that maybe he was thought to be as the greatest quarterback coming out of college since Andrew Luck, and he got paid. And now Tua Tagovailoa, who has had injury issues, yes, but also has not won the big one. To me, it used to be you had to get the crown, you had to do it. Joe Flacco had to go on that miracle run and actually win Super Bowl MVP before he got his money. Now it seems like you put us in a tough spot. The alternative is we don't know where we're going to be record-wise, and we might have to settle for a quarterback at the 16th or 17th pick in the draft. I guess we'll pay Tua. So right now, I look at Daniel Jones, I look at Tua, and I guess I'd put Lawrence and Herbert in that conversation as these made men who are not Joe Burrow, who are not Jalen Hurts, who have gone to the Super Bowl and have accomplished these great things and have won conference titles, but they've been paid. So we'll see now that the salary cap is now going to Tua Tagovailoa, what else they can bring back, because I don't see Christian Wilkins on the field. I don't see Andrew Van Ginkel, and I don't see Xavier Howard. So we'll see what happens with the Dolphins. They had to pay Tua, I guess, and I'm not so sure in this day and age with the salary cap if you have to pay quarterbacks like that, or they could finish out the year and actually prove it one more time.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely in an age where we have to divorce ourselves from the idea that the best and the greatest quarterbacks get paid. The era has changed. It's now, are you peaking at the right time? And right now, these quarterbacks are peaking at the right time. You know, there's this analogy when high school. We all remember what it's like to be in high school and what college you want to go to. Well, if you got bad grades in the 9th grade, nobody cares. 10th grade, whatever. But 11th and 12th, those are the big years, especially your junior year. If you peak right, now all of a sudden Princeton and Harvard and Santiago State, yes, they are going to be looking at you. And then right there, all of a sudden, you get into a great university like San Diego State. That's peaking at the right time, and that's where we are. We're constantly seeing this. But now, I will say and take a pause and looking at Love and looking at Tua, who just got this big money, I thought they were going to blow it off. I was waiting like, ooh, I want to see what this number is going to be. And then it just kind of leveled off. And I think what we're seeing here is I don't think we're going to see the next big spike until C.J. Stroud is up and available for his contract. I was expecting big numbers. I was like, oh, man, we might see 62, 61. The only person who could tip the scale in that regard is perhaps Dak Prescott. He might be able to bump it up maybe to 57, 58, but I don't think we're going to see that number go over the 60 threshold until C.J. Stroud is up for his contract. So for me, my takeaway was that good for Love, good for Tua, but they didn't break it up. And I don't think that the NFL can really, or that these teams can really kind of keep up with the pace because this pace is a little scary because it almost reminds me when the bubble popped. You remember what the bubble popped financially, right? What happened? Everything starts to crash down. That's the pace that we were seeing these quarterbacks getting paid at.
I think we saw something in Hard Knocks. Joe Shane's reaction when they got the new salary cap, and they didn't think they could pay Saquon. They didn't think they could pay Xavier McKinney. And he's like, whoa, the new salary cap is $15 more million than we expected. And it was genuine surprise. I think everyone around the league was surprised. And that's where that money's gone. So to those guys, credit to them. I wonder what would have happened if there wasn't that extra $15 million cushion, if one of these teams would have walked away. And I don't think Jordan Love after what he did. But I was wondering if Tua maybe wouldn't get paid this year.
Yeah, you know, one other thing, too, I just thought about. What other quarterbacks are you going to find out there on the street?
There were 6 quarterbacks drafted in the top 13.
Yeah, you go and draft.
And you pay him a nickel.
Yeah.
Right. Unproven. And we haven't seen enough data. You know, obviously I know with Love, right? But there's not a lot of data on these quarterbacks. So it's very scary to try to invest, a little bit of money, especially when you feel like you have the pieces that can take your team far into the Super Bowl.
Well, the Love thing's fascinating with that. Listen, I also think, Peter, I like that you're raising your eyebrows a little bit, the Tua thing, because that's okay for you to do. These contracts come out, and they're almost universally beloved. And if you dare say, I don't know, listen, I'm happy for the player, of course, but, is this good long term? So the Packers one is fascinating because you look at Jordan Love, and it's like, the Packers were friends with Jordan Love for a few years because they were in a relationship with this other person, like in a committed relationship. It's just my friend, a platonic relationship. Then they break up with that person they're in the relationship with, and all of a sudden, I'm going to go out with my friend. We always had a good chemistry, and let's go out. They go on 5 or 6 dates and then get engaged. That was a quick relationship. Jordan Love has played 8 or 9 really good games. That's it. And he has the biggest contract in the league. 8 or 9 good games. Some of these guys, year after year, they have to earn it. And not as much now, but you see it takes years. Are you positive that Jordan Love is a killer? I know he had a really good season and he played a really good playoff game against the Cowboys. And the Packers have this incredible voodoo with quarterbacks, and it'll probably work out. But for the sample size being that small, we have seen guys have a good season and come out and be great. And then the next year, it's just they don't even look like the same player. It's like the Nick Foles effect. Jordan Love is very interesting in that, he is not a lock. Some of these guys are locks. You're going to pay Josh Allen. You're going to pay Burrow. All that stuff. Oh, my God, they're 8 or 9 really good games ever, and you get a contract that big. We jump right into the marriage. Let's see how long the honeymoon lasts. That's all I'm saying. And I hope it does. We'll see.
Peter, you can go real granular, but I also like when you take it really far out. And in conversations like this, I always like people to be reminded of what the Chiefs were able to accomplish with Patrick Mahomes and why his contract, when it was done a couple years back and the way it was peanut buttered out, how that benefits building a team that now we've seen be successful. Because now at this point, Tua and Love, like this money is getting eaten up by the quarterback, and where else can it go? And the Chiefs have kind of found that secret sauce.
Look, they signed him to a 10-year, $500 million contract, and everyone just went nuts over the $500 million. And they saw something ahead of time that this salary is going to go up, up, and up. Paying him $50 million. It's a bargain. They have the greatest quarterback of the league. Yeah, he's underpaid at this point.
But they can use it elsewhere for resources
Absolutely.
to make the team better.
And they have. And Kelsey doesn't take a lot either. Kelsey's not the highest paid tight. Like they have found a way to make everyone feel good with upfront money. But over the long term, these guys are going to get paid. It's almost like Jalen Brunson in the NBA. Like, he's going to get his money, but right now, for the Knicks to be successful, he had to take some money back, and the team said, okay, we'll get you on the back end. These quarterbacks are taking it all right now, and there's nothing wrong with that. I just wonder, as you have a look at big pie, if so much of it goes to one position and that guy is not elevating you to playoff wins, well, then what do you expect to happen after he gets paid and there's no more money to go around to pay skill position players?
Yeah, at this point, that's going to be the Dak Prescott conversation with the Cowboys. And if he takes up a huge part of the pie, how do the Cowboys get there? Because clearly with him even not getting paid, they still haven't been able to get over the hump in January.
I think Dak has earned it because he's won playoff games and he's gone to the playoffs and all these things. I also think Tua's earned it, and it's all, eye of the beholder. But, like, to me, Dak's career is like, okay, you pay that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then how long do you pay him? Because there's also this thing now where, like, the Vikings are like, we got to move on from Kirk Cousins.
I get it.
Yeah. The Lions are like, we've done the Stafford thing for years. Eventually, the Packers with Rodgers, we just have to move on. I still get the sense that this year, the Cowboys go 10-7, losing the wild card round. I think we might move on from the coach, from everything, because there is a Groundhog Day thing where you're like, we love him, he's really good, we're in the playoffs, are good, but it's not working. I hope they have the stones.
Good hypothetical. If Dak was a free agent, does he get paid more than Kirk Cousins this past offseason?
Yes.
Yeah, probably because he's not injured and he's younger and he's good. He's really good. I think he should go win somewhere else. How many times can you run back the same thing and expect it to change? I don't know.
One of those kryptonite names that you said in there that we will talk about as the season unfolds is Daniel Jones and what the Giants are going to do with that money. And if they had that extra $15 million last year, like let's say, I wonder if he gawked at that, Shane, if it was last year, what they would have done differently with the running back quarterback situation that they were dealt with. We are 38 days until kickoff.
Let's go. 38.
When it's 29, Kyle, will you wear that jersey again?
Sure.
So you can help me do the countdown. 38 days until kickoff. Who's a famous 38? Help me out. I'm not good at the jersey number. George Rogers in my ear.
Jamie, incredible. You pulled that.
No,
George Rogers.
I'm a good listener.
38's one of the worst numbers in organized sports.
Kyle tested his skills on the mound this summer. This was great.